I work in the University of London. I spent most of my career at the University of Cambridge, but I moved to London 10 years ago, and I teach intellectual history and political theory at Queen Mary University of London. My main interests are twofold, really. Partly I'm an historian and work on early modern political philosophy. So I've written books about Machiavelli and about Hobbes. Those are the two writers I've mostly concentrated on, both of them, of course, having important and very influential views about the theory of the state. So that brings me to my other main interest, which is more philosophical and more conceptual. I'm interested in certain quite abstract questions in political philosophy, in particular the theory of the state and how we should think about the state. And I'm particularly interested in the view that Hobbes originated, which is that the state should be thought of as the name of a distinct person, and how we make sense of the idea of a fictive person at the centre of sovereignty. But I've also written books about the theory of freedom and the relationship of freedom of the citizen to the state. To me, it means so much to have an honorary doctorate from this university that it's hard to know where to begin. This is obviously one of the greatest universities of Europe, and it's also a very ancient university. I don't know why that should matter so much to me, except that I am an historian of early modern intellectual history, and for me it's always very important to an understanding of a philosopher to know how they were educated. And of course, in the Nordic countries, this is the oldest university and the first ever to have instituted the kind of classical curriculum which was characteristic of Renaissance education, and which of course transformed the understanding of politics and society as theoretically considered, just because of all the access to the classical texts. And in 1593, Uppsala made these great reforms from being what had, frankly, as always with these early universities, a kind of seminary for the Catholic Church, turned into a humanistic university. I'm very proud to say that reading the history of the University of Uppsala, I discovered that the name of the rector under whom these great changes was made was Skinnerus, which is the Latin form of my own name.